MatPat has lied to you. In fact, he lied to me too. When I was younger, I looked up to MatPat as my idol. 9-year-old me was absolutely crazy about Five Nights at Freddy's, and GameTheory was my main supplier of information about the series. In my childish naivety, I believed absolutely every word MatPat said, but now that my brain is in a bag of yogurt, I started to notice a few holes in MatPat's theories. The one I'm here to talk about today is probably one of my favorite game theory videos growing up. Mario is mental. This video brings Mario's goody two-shoes character into question. MatPat claims that Mario is not only a narcissistic trash bag, but is also a psychopath. Now, if you haven't seen the video I'm talking about, I can understand why you might be confused. Mario is such an amazing guy, and pretty much nothing he has ever done even remotely leads me to believing he's some unfeeling monster with a thirst for power. Just for the sake of anyone watching who hasn't seen MatPat's two-part series on why Mario is mental, I will go over the so-called evidence individually, and then I will disprove it, or at least attempt to. I will then provide more examples for why Mario is actually a pretty nice guy. Oh? What's that, Matthew Patrick, host of the Game Theory YouTube channel? Only 8% of my viewers are subscribed, you say? They should subscribe because I am better and more awesomer than you? Well, if you say so, MatPat. The first point that MatPat makes is that Mario from the old Donkey Kong arcade game is actually the bad guy in the story, as there is a prequel to Donkey Kong made for the Game & Watch, or made as a Game & Watch. Anyways, this prequel shows Mario abusing Donkey Kong, forcing him to do dangerous circus tricks at the expense of the big ape's dignity and personal well-being. This gives the motivation for Donkey Kong in the original arcade game, and paints the picture of Mario being a bad guy here, which he is. But this is not Mario. MatPat made a theory disproving this first point he made. Basically, Donkey Kong from the arcade is actually Cranky Kong, and the Donkey Kong we know now is his grandson. Mario is also a descendant of the old Mario. This means that the Mario we all know and love did not abuse any apes. The next point MatPat makes is that Mario is an asshole to the Wigglers. Now, in Mario Sunshine, there is a Wiggler covering up this sun machine that is incubating an egg or something. Mario has two missions where he helps get rid of the Wigglers that are on it because they are messing up the egg incubation process stuff that's going on up here. The Wiggler then becomes incredibly aggressive, attacking Mario and essentially threatening the residents. This Wiggler is huge too, being able to cause a lot of trouble, so yes, Mario killed a, for lack of better words, asshole Wiggler to save a town of people with lives and families. I don't know how MatPat made the assumption that Mario was just killing a Wiggler for the damn fun of it, but it seems like someone hasn't been paying attention, or at least is ignoring the actual dialogue in the game just to make his video more interesting, which honestly, fair enough, but I am putting my foot down. Mario is a cool dude, guys. The second one is even worse though. MatPat straight up fabricates a narrative that just straight up is not the case of what is really happening here. In Mario 64, there is a Wiggler in this cage saying he lives there. He has a power star, which is making him increasingly more and more angry until he can't control it anymore. Mario saves this Wiggler's soul from falling into an infinite anger, something he will never be able to escape, by taking the star from him. The Wiggler even admits that he feels so much better after the star is no longer in his possession. He says he doesn't need it anymore because he can see the stars through his ceiling at night. He says they make him feel peaceful and offers Mario to come back at any time. Mario saved this Wiggler's life, and MatPat is saying that he brutally massacred this Wiggler's poor life? Sorry MatPat, it's not looking good so far. MatPat then says that Mario kills through cheap cheeps like they're nothing. Well, this is a tricky one to disprove, but just follow along and I'll try to explain it to you. In games, you literally control your character to do your every bidding. You want them to do a long jump off a cliff and die just because you inputted the actions into the controller? They got it, bro. Now obviously I don't have any problems with this. It's a video game. You play it for fun, and the fun moments from my Mario 64 playthrough were mostly messing around with the movement movement stuff. What I'm saying is the player's choice will not always reflect what the character themselves would actually do. In most, if not all Mario levels, or at least semi-newer ones, like the ones MatPat shows in his video, fire flowers don't usually just spawn in an underwater level. You have to go out of your way, and yes, I know how easy it is to get a fire flower into a water level, but you still have to make Mario do a certain action in order to do this. On top of this, you can get past the water levels without killing any fish whatsoever. Maybe we should stop ourselves from asking if Mario is mental and instead think if Matthew Patrick is mental. He went out of his way to kill these fish in Water Mario levels for the sake of a video. He has no remorse whatsoever for these apparently kind and loving creatures. This explains why Mario breaks bricks despite the manual saying that there are toads inside. It is the player's choice to break the blocks. If they want coins or just nothing, they have to choose to jump into a brick block. Nintendo even retcons this a little in New Super Mario Bros. Wii, where the toads that have been turned into blocks are essentially expected to be saved. The next point MatPat brings up is Mario's treatment of the Yoshis. In Super Mario World, Mario can be seen seemingly punching Yoshi in order to get him to stick his tongue out. Now, there is official art of Mario pointing instead of punching, but it has been said that Mario is in fact hitting Yoshi here. It's like how jockeys whip horses in order for them to go faster. In this older Mario game, Yoshis were more of a personality-less species. It wasn't really until Mario World 2, Yoshi's Island, where Yoshis began developing actual character. However, it seems to be generally accepted by the fanbase that Mario is indeed pointing a command for Yoshi and not hitting him. The part where MatPat says Mario willingly will sacrifice Yoshi's life to end a level is also shaky, as again, that is a player command and not necessarily something Mario himself would do. Alright, it's time for the biggest, most outrageous leap in logic. MatPat states that Mario treats Luigi horribly. In Paper Mario, Luigi has a diary which you can read, which talks about how Luigi wishes he could go on adventures with Mario, but Mario goes on adventures without him. Now, this could be a simple case of a misunderstanding. Mario is incredibly protective of Luigi. Even in the new Mario movie, we can see the sheer lengths Mario goes to in order to ensure Luigi's well-being. Mario could very possibly just be not asking for Luigi to tag along simply because the adventures he's going on are incredibly dangerous. But as the Mario games progressed, Mario even begins regularly bringing Luigi with him, so this diary argument, even if it were true, has clearly been sorted out between the brothers. At the end of Mario Wii, Luigi comes down in a hot air balloon and opens the door for Mario and Peach. Luigi then gets left behind by the two because they are so happy to see each other that Luigi just kind of gets left out. I simply think both he and Princess Peach are extremely relieved to see each other again after Bowser and his Koopalings kidnap Peach again. It's like if you were to see your girlfriend after a long time away from each other. Nothing else in that moment would even fully process with you simply because you are so happy to be with them again. MatPat then brings up that in Mario is Missing, after Luigi saves Mario, Mario doesn't give Luigi any thanks. While this is partially true, Mario and Luigi work together to send Bowser flying in a cannon, and also, like, this game is Mario is Missing, and the amount of heart and soul that usually goes into Mario games is less present in this one. The last point MatPat makes in his Mario is Mental video is that Mario steps on Luigi's shoes if Luigi wins in Mario Tennis. Now, this one is very simple to explain. It seems like MatPat just didn't have any brothers or siblings growing up because, well, while me and my sisters cared about each other a lot, I was not just free to spam down beyond Samus to beat my sisters who were at the time way better than me. I took that noogie like a man. What I'm saying is siblings are competitive with each other, even if they love each other. Mario grinding Luigi's foot here is just a brother a little sour that he got bested by his younger sibling. Mario is Mental Part 2 is a lot easier to disprove, so just stick with me here. MatPat brings up Mario's connection with Pauline in the mini Mario games, where Pauline is Mario's special guest. He also brings up Mario saving Daisy in Super Mario Land, because there is a heart between the two that appears after Mario saves her. Now, Pauline's purpose as a character has completely changed over time. In the Donkey Kong arcade game, she was the girl you save and get with when you win. In the newer games, she is simply just an acquaintance of Mario. nothing more. In Super Mario Land, Daisy is saved, and yes, they do share a seemingly romantic moment, but this was Daisy's first appearance. There was no Luigi and Daisy being together lore at this time. So, Pauline is literally just a friend, and Daisy is an old fling Mario had before Peach and him were more official, and before Luigi even knew who Daisy was. Those are basically all the points MatPat has made to prove that Mario is mental. Now, with that out of the way, let's get into why Mario is a actually pretty good guy. I don't know how many of you guys have played the Mario RPG games, but you can very clearly see the love these two brothers have for each other. Whenever Luigi is separated from Mario only to be reunited, Luigi cries while hugging Mario, and Mario returns the hug with a warm, comforting face. In Luigi's Mansion, you can even see how happy Luigi is to see Mario again, as he just starts laughing and crying. It is very clear that Mario and Luigi care about each other more than anything. On top of this, Mario goes on dangerous quests often to save Princess Peach, putting his life in serious danger every time he does so. He even offers Bowser a supportive pat on the back at the end of Mario Odyssey, because Peach decides to accept neither of their flowers like an asshole. In closing, Mario is not a bad guy. Not at all. He is a sweet, kind, caring individual. Thank you for watching. And as always, have a good day.